70's fashion consists of a variety of different cultures and styles. For evening wear, women wore full-length maxi dresses, evening trousers, and glam halterneck catsuits. Tropical prints were also very popular back then. Designers gained inspiration from all of their travels. There was also the granny dress with the high neck, which had lace trim and floral prints. Hippies brought back styles from different ethnic groups, such as Nehru jackets, kaftans, kimonos, and muumuus, as well as macrame bags and bikinis. Ponchos were also in style in the 70s, but mostly for children's fashion. Gypsy tops were another ethnic popularity, along with Tibetan and Chinese quilted jackets.
If you pardon me, I'd like to say we do okay, forever in blue jeans. Baby, tonight, by the fire, all alone, you and I. Nothing around but the sound of my heart and your sighs. Money talks. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
The VI Lenin Memorial Chernobyl nuclear power station was located in Ukraine near the town of Pripyat, which had been built to house power station employees and their families. The power station was in a wooded, marshy area near the Ukraine and Belarus border, approximately 18 kilometers northwest of the city of Chernobyl and 100 kilometers north of Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. The Chernobyl nuclear power station included 4 nuclear reactors, each capable of producing 1 gigawatt of electric power. At the time of the accident, the 4 reactors produced about 10% of the electricity used in Ukraine. Construction of the Chernobyl power station began in the 1970s. The first of the 4 reactors was commissioned in 1977, and reactor number 4 began producing power in 1983. When the accident occurred in 1986, 2 other nuclear reactors were under construction. On April 26, 1986, the operating crew planned to test whether the reactor 4 turbines could produce enough energy to keep the coolant pumps running until the emergency diesel generator was activated in case of an external power loss. During the test, power surged unexpectedly, causing an explosion and driving temperatures in the reactor to more than 2,000 degrees Celsius, melting the fuel rods, igniting the reactor's graphite covering, and releasing a cloud of radiation into the atmosphere. The precise causes of the accident are still uncertain, but it is generally believed that the series of incidents that led to the explosion, fire, and nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl was caused by a combination of reactor design flaws and operator error. By mid-2005, fewer than 60 deaths could be linked directly to Chernobyl, mostly workers who were exposed to massive radiation during the accident or children who developed thyroid cancer. Estimates of the eventual death toll from Chernobyl vary widely. A 2005 report by Chernobyl Forum, a UN organization, estimated the accident eventually would cause about 4,000 deaths. Greenpeace places the figure at 93,000 deaths based on information from the Belarus National Academy of Sciences.
There are 4 boys, and they're playing with themselves. Why that picture? They're young boys, the hormones are working, all that stuff is working. They're going to be making love to women someday. They're going to be having children. What kind of genes are they passing on? It's a horrible thought. They say the radiation, different forms of it, can last up to 24,000 years. How many generations is that? Some of the doctors told me they thought there would be no more Belarus people. This will wipe them out. Is that true? I don't know, but they felt it very strongly, and they were afraid. Allah, Saint Allah, in the picture with this boy and that terrible tumor. She would hold him and love him. She said, sometimes I think I love them more than my own children. I guess it would take saints to survive in that situation. she's getting ready to bathe him and see that incredible, grotesque growth. All I know is his kidneys are in it. I don't know anything more than that. And Allah with the boy with the brain outside of his skull.
Milli Vanilli. The mere mention of the name still calls up the same derision it did when the dance pop duo's career came to a sudden end. Fakers, frauds, a blatant marketing scam. Their story has been retold countless times. After selling millions of records, Rob Pilatus and Fabrice Morvan were revealed to be models who publicly lip-synced to tracks recorded by anonymous studio vocalists. They became the first act ever stripped of a Grammy Award and came to symbolize everything people disliked about dance pop. It was so faceless that every musician involved could remain anonymous, without anyone knowing the difference. So mechanical and artificial that the people who constructed it had to hire models to give it any human appeal. So pondering and superficial that people bought it just for its attachment to a pretty face. Whether that assessment was fair or not, it was beyond easy to hold Milli Vanilli in contempt.
I'm in love with you, girl, 'cause you're on my mind. You're the one I think about most every time. And when you crack a smile and everything you do, don't you understand, girl, this love is true. You're so sick, your hair long, sweet and thin, like kinda like a blessing up on your skin. It lightens up my day, and that's also true. Together we're one, separated we're two.
It's undeniably one of the most spectacular escapes in history. The day before Thanksgiving in 1971, a man who identified himself as Dan Cooper boarded a Northwest Airlines flight in Portland, Oregon, wearing a suit and tie. He ordered a bourbon and soda before passing a note to the stewardess saying, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. You are being hijacked." The demand, $200,000 in unmarked bills, 2 parachutes, and a fuel truck. After conveying his instructions, Cooper ordered a second bourbon and soda and paid his tab, telling the stewardess to keep the change. When the plane landed at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, Cooper exchanged the hostages for the money and parachutes and told the flight crew to fly low at minimum speed toward Mexico City. But 30 minutes into the flight, Cooper deployed the back stairs of the airplane, jumped, and was never seen again. The FBI searched the area and pursued more than 1,000 leads but came up empty. Then, in August 2011, a woman came forward saying that her uncle, Lynn Doyle Cooper, a logger from Oregon, was the hijacker. And though a Portland grand jury indicated John Doe, aka D.B. Cooper, for air piracy in 1976, ensuring that no statute of limitations would expire, Lynn Doyle Cooper has been dead for more than a decade.
Remember we pricked our fingers, took a blood oath? Dan, what's that next to your signature? That's not blood.
It was earwax. Oh, I was afraid of needles.
Should we check out the priceless treasures of our youth? C-3PO.
I wonder who put that in.
Let me see that. That's a collectible now.
Yeah, right.
My Brian Bosworth rookie card.
The boss.
Man, I thought he was going to be the greatest ever.
I've been in that box a very long time. Well, you're free now.
And Tom, I believe this is your contribution.
Oh my God. That's my first rubber. Boy, I found this in my dad's pickup right before he went to jail. Oh, I remember he caught me with it. Boy, he smacked me right in the head.
What a charming father and son tale.
He's funny.
Hey, what did Billy put in there?
Yeah, what does he got?
His Indie compass. I gave this to him before he took off on his trip. He must have, I don't know, he must have put it back.
Look at this. It's one of our mixtapes. Remember we did the DJ intros?
Yeah, let's not Wang Chung tonight. Burn that.
Wow. You guys, check out this map. It looks like Billy left us a treasure map.
Oh, look at that.
Not only that,
This map looks new.
he plotted out the whole trip. Billy thought DB landed right here. There's no way he did this as a kid. He must have been adding to the box. Over the years, this is the camping trip he wanted us to take last summer.
I couldn't go. I was detained in Mexico.
And he wouldn't do it unless we were all together.
I swear to God, I think he figured it out. I mean, look at all this research. He reconstructed the jump. He pinpointed DB's landing.
That's crazy.
My God.
I'm sorry, you guys. we made an oath. It all goes back in the box. It all goes back in the box until we find the treasure. So let's go find it.
James Russell invented the compact disc in 1965. James Russell was granted a total of 22 patents for various elements of his compact disc system. However, the compact disc did not become popular until it was mass manufactured by Philips in 1980. The first album to be manufactured on compact disc by the Philips-owned Polygram Pressing Factory was ABBA's The Visitors in 1981, and the first album commercially released on compact disc came the following year with Billy Joel's 52nd Street. This roll call of pop's biggest stars indicates just how advantageous the compact disc format was to major artists and to the record labels that owned their work. Like no other format before or since, the CD became a financial bonanza for major labels. Labels that, throughout the 1980s and 1990s, increasingly became subsidiaries of enormous multinational corporations.